Hey, hi moms. So this video is about all the posture hacks that I'll be teaching you. Basically posture is the foundation for your healing journey. It's the very first step that you have to take into consideration. So no matter what exercises you're doing, but how you move through the day, how you carry yourself through the day plays a very important role. So without further ado, let's get into the posture hack. So what do I mean by correct posture? So suppose if you stand like this, somebody who's always hanging into the hip, this is a posterior pelvic tilt, round droopy shoulders. So either you'll find people standing like this, or they will lock their knees like this and get into an anterior tilt where the ribs are out, the diaphysis is pushing out, and the pelvis is tilted anteriorly, like facing down. So what's the correct posture? The correct posture to stand is your ear, shoulder, hip, knee, and the ankle in one straight line. It should all be stacked in one straight line, and with your knee, shouldn't be locking your knee and standing, because the moment you do that, you get into an anterior tilt. So soft knee is this, not bent knee, but soft knee. So the moment you do get your knee soft, the pelvis automatically becomes neutral. So the correct posture is ear, shoulder, hip, and your knee and your ankle in a straight line. So ear, shoulder, hip stacked over rib cage, knee and ankle in a straight line. So no flaring out of the chest, keeping your chest down and in, and your rib cage stacked over your pelvis. So if you see, this is how you look from the side. Ear, shoulder, ribcage stacked over pelvis, soft knee, aligned, and ankle. So if you feel that you cannot get this right on your own, so what you can do is you can take support of a wall, and so I'll have to open my hair for this one. So now what you do is get your body on the wall. Make sure you're not looking up, the chin is not out. Tuck your chin in, right? Chin down and in. Your head and your back and your entire body is aligned on the wall. Knee soft, so chest down and in, and this is a neutral alignment. And then you walk like this away from the wall. It might feel very robotic, but yeah, it's a good way to correct your posture. And now back on the wall. Now again, away from the wall, 3-4 steps in the same way without moving, and back on the wall. So make sure when you're walking away from the wall, you are not twisting or moving. You are just walking in the same posture that was stacked up on the wall. So this is one posture hack for you to get your posture right. Now for the second thing is that sometimes we, especially the postpartum moms and new moms, we tend to stand with our knees locked, which gets us into an anterior tilt like this. So the best way to do is place one hand here in the front, one on the back, and see where your pelvis is going. So if you see these two bones here, the aces, when you are in an anterior tilt, they will face down towards the floor. However, when you are in a neutral pelvis, they will face straight front. See how in an anterior tilt, this is facing down. In a neutral pelvis, so as soon as I get my pelvis neutral, it faces forward. So place your hand here and try and tuck your pelvis in using your lower abs. So see how automatically this became all right. Or the second cue is that zip up. So imagine there's a zipper on the top of your core, the zipper on the lower side of your core. Get that zipper together in the center. So, right? See how this tilted the pelvis naturally. So these are the few cues that you can work while working on your posture and also getting yourself out of an anterior tilt and staying in a neutral pelvis. So the third thing is how you get on the floor, on the bed. So a lot of people, what they do is just they lie down like this, jackknifing, and they get up like this. No, that's the wrong way of doing it. The correct way of doing it: get on your side and turn on your back. Again, exhale, turn on the side, and push yourself up. So the one golden rule for when to inhale and when to exhale while doing this, getting in and out of bed or doing any kind of an exercise is that exhale is equals to exertion. Always remember. So whenever you're exerting, the E for exertion is equals to E for exhale. It's a very simple rule and a way to remember how, so when to inhale and when to exhale. Now then, another thing is how you pick your kid or other objects from the ground. So give me 1 second. Let me just get my hair sorted. Yeah. So then what you have to do is you will hinge from the hip if you have to pick something. So hinge from the hip, right? Hinge and not go down from your back. See how I'm going down from my back? Don't do that because it's putting a lot of pressure on the already weak core muscles. So if I have to pick something, pick like this. Or if you feel you cannot go down, get into a lunge. Suppose if I have to pick my son up, I get down into a lunge, I pick him up and I push myself out. So that is why we are also practicing lunges in the exercises. Again, so now if I have to go down and pick my son, so what I do is if I would get into a squat, I get into a squat, I exhale, pick him up off the ground. So you exhale because when I'm lifting him off the ground is the exertion part. So I exhale, engage my core and then I lift him up. So how will you do it if you're lunging? Lunge, pick your child, exhale, engage your core and then get yourself off the ground. You can slightly lean forward so that there's not too much pressure. So these are the few little tips and tricks. Be mindful of that and please be mindful of your posture because how you move throughout the day is how also is a deciding factor whether you're going to heal faster or your recovery is going to take time. And yes, also one very important thing, when we sit and work on the laptop, do not slouch. Sit back straight. Let me get my chair and show you. So if this is a chair and if you're working on your laptop, make sure if you do not lean back like this to sit, watch TV or anything, make sure your back is straight. Place a pillow or something behind your back for support so that you stay upright. Raise the level of your laptop table so that you don't have to round your back and work on it. You stay still straight and you work on your laptop like this. So yes, these are the few tips and tricks from my end and I hope they help. Please be mindful of your posture because that is going to be a major deciding factor for your healing and recovery. And I will see you in another video. Thank you.